Oh. He said. Hey, I'm Toya.
I'm Kiana.
I'm Kiera.
And this is Tisa.
And this is Too Damn Good. All right, ladies. So today we are going to be discussing, are you building or bullshitting?
Okay.
Hot topic, juicy. Juicy.
Building what?
Okay, so that can be in general, whether it's relationships, careers, school, whatever. You know, whatever's floating your boat, you know, whatever you're going through in life. Are you building? Do you feel like you're building or are you bullshitting? So, let's go ahead and start this off. Oh, God. I'm in the mood tonight. Toya.
Ooh, this is
So.
community juice.
Right, great. Welch is great.
We got a little wine. A little stuff.
Water.
So, Toya, when it comes to relationships, school, career, you know, do you feel like, where you at in life? Let's just start from there.
Sometimes I feel like I'm bullshitting. I ain't even gonna lie. But for the most part, I do think I'm building. I can't sit and say, you know, I joke all day long. But sometimes being an adult, some days you do feel like you're just not doing enough. So I do feel like I'm bullshitting in some ways, because it's like some of the stuff that I'm doing, I should have been done it.
Yeah.
So
Says who?
says me, not necessarily, because I do know we kind of look at social media and we start to think like, oh, we should be here and there. But just me as an adult, as a 41-year-old woman, I feel like some things I'm like, hey, yo, you bullshitting. Like, get your shit together. So I'm gonna say I've been pretty much doing both.
Well, let me ask you a question, because you did touch on something that I feel like all of us at one point have or still think about, as far as like we feel like I should have been doing it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like, you know, everything happens for a reason. As far as time-wise, maybe it just wasn't your time.
Yeah.
So whatever you're thinking about to go through right now, maybe this was the time and an opportunity to build on that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but sometimes we use that as a crutch.
And then we are the reason.
We the reason. We use that as a crutch. You know what I'm saying? So I gonna hold myself accountable and just point blank period. I've been bullshitting.
Okay.
In a lot of different things, and it may not be all major things, but sometimes them minor little things add up. It's like, oh fuck, I've been bullshitting.
I've been bullshitting.
So
Like I could have been had
I could have been had that. Like if I had got out my own way and
Yeah.
stopped doing certain things more and caring about certain things more, like and bullshitting. So yeah, I mean, hey, I get what you're saying, and social media can make you feel like you ain't doing a lot.
Yes. Oh God.
I feel like social media play like a big part in why sometimes I feel like, damn, I should have been here because, and I mean like, social media is definitely a facade, but regardless of the fact, if you strolling on social media, no matter how much you know in your mind that it might be a facade, you still like, goddamn.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Now why, how, and when, and what, and why, and what was I doing yesterday?
We place a lot of restrictions on stuff, or maybe not restrictions, but we do place a lot of heavy weights on us.
Too much pressure on ourselves.
People around us. You know, you look, you see other people, kids doing X, Y, Z. You look at your kids like,
why you doing that cartwheel in front of the camera?
Or
She
you know, when they
looking
do
at filter
family
and TikTok.
pictures and everybody's so perfect and
Yeah.
like y'all know them kids. The kids don't do that.
Yeah.
They get one digging in their nose.
My
Or
son
you
gonna be
see-
looking sideways.
or think about it. How many times you done seen people with their significant others? You know the truth, but you still like, why we ain't did, you know, you thinking to your significant other, why we ain't did all X, Y, and Z.
You know,
And
Lord
it's
was just
like-
arguing last night.
It's like, what we went somewhere, it wasn't that, but we did some stuff, but because of social media, we like, oh, this not enough.
Yeah.
and you ain't doing enough for me because they went everywhere and we ain't do nothing. We was trying to pay bills.
Smoke and mirrors, girl.
Yeah.
Social media can definitely be smoke.
But also, like, same thing. I got to pull back and say, hey, social media don't run my life. I do.
Right.
So it was me bullshitting. Social media is social media.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
I think I bullshit when I'm blocking myself from being successful because I know that I can do it.
Yeah.
And I'm nervous to get on that level because I'm like, shit, am I gonna be able to handle it?
Yes, I'm
Work
going
out?
through that right
am
now.
I gonna lose this? Like, so I'll tiptoe around it when I bullshit a whole lot when I'm like, woo, if I do this, I could be on this next level.
Yeah.
And what about, you start thinking about like, I don't want to leave people behind. I don't want to fuck this up. What about this? What about that? So I know, like, when it comes to bullshitting, I do it whenever I'm, like, basically, to be vulnerable, scared.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm scared to do something, I bullshit around it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's most time when I bullshit. But then on the same hand, I know how to make shit happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, I be building it. Like, I naturally find myself as a natural builder. Like,
And not only that, you naturally build other people as well. Like, I saw you, and I've been one of the people who you've helped build, like, by your words of just affirmations and different stuff like that. So,
By example.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that, but
Most definitely.
thanks for those words. Like, I didn't know that.
Most
I was
definitely.
like, I mean, because I do want my tribe and the people that's around me to be building because that's encouraging to me too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
so,
like every last one of y'all, like, have said something where it was like, dang, you know, like the way Kiki was just like going hard for her business, her brand, like everything. It make you step. Like when I watch her videos of her hair, I'll be like, let's get my shit together because Kiana will snap, you know. And then like watching Kiara just shoot for like so much, like listening to the way she talk, what she wants, and she's dead set on what she wants. She ain't backing down. She's not backing down, and she's like, oh no, you know, you need to do X, Y, and Z, you know. And it's like, even if you don't necessarily see somebody doing those things, you take it and you go with it, and it does help you to bullshit or to fucking build.
Because you could take that, like some people can take that as intimidation.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I like you were just saying, when I see that, it made me go harder, not intimidate. Because I be like, I want to build with my. Who want to be the only one going on vacation or going to the Louis store? Like,
I want to go with you, girl.
Right, girl.
Like
Like,
a date.
I need a shopping day with some lunch. Like, I don't want to be like, damn, I can't follow her.
Exactly.
She
So
got
that mean being around people who helped you build, like. I ain't trying to go to the discount section every time we go somewhere or whatever. So that we don't do. I said every time. They ain't say I wasn't going. I said every time. Right. But what I'm saying is like watching y'all on in everyday life, not just no social media, but watching y'all everyday life. It definitely make you like you said, like I'm not finna, y'all ain't finna leave me.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I want to go.
hold on.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Pick me up.
Pick me up.
And about that, like, you have to have the right mindset too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even to sit back and be honest with yourself, because there's been plenty of times, I'm pretty sure all of us been through it, that we have been looking at maybe somebody on social media and like, damn, you know, instead of taking it as motivation and being like, okay, you know what, she could do it, I know I can do it, let me get on
Instead
that
of getting
grind.
into a sunken place.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly,
I
sometimes I'll get there and I'm just like,
it's normal.
I want that body.
Oh yeah.
I want
it's normal. I would sit on the couch and watch a workout video and be eating cookies. And be like, damn, I want that body. Why can't I have that body? Bitch, you need to get off the couch.
Even look for me, even watching the damn girls who get the BBL, but then you watch the like horror stories. You like, bitch, you crazy. But you want it. But we not willing to take the risk to do it.
Or put in the work.
So are you bullshitting?
Exactly.
At that moment, you're bullshitting.
I'm bullshitting.
You got the money
when
to
I
go
got
and
that
get
cookie
it.
in my hand, I am bullshitting.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But until
that
you
bullshit feels so good.
Don't even get that ice cream.
You get comfortable. And it's cold outside. Be like, baby.
Yeah, but you gotta put your sweatpants on, hit
Your
the
big
gym,
girl pants on and go.
Stop bullshitting
Yeah.
and go build that body.
I can't say I be bullshitting when it comes to eating my snacks and stuff, but baby, I be building during the week, honey. I get
that's
up,
right.
I get in that gym and I get it together. But sometimes
well, yeah,
afterwards,
because the reason why I go to the gym every morning because I be like, toys on, I got the goddamn goal.
Exactly.
But I do. I feel like
You know.
I be bullshitting sometimes, but I did make that in my mind yesterday as a goal for me to stop bullshitting. Like, ain't no way, as much as I go to the gym, that I should be. I mean, I love the way I look at my clothes, don't get me wrong, but naked, I do want to change some things about myself. And it's like, okay, well, if you ain't trying to go get the surgery, stop bullshitting. Stop eating them extra. I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna eat cookies because I love me some good cupcakes and stuff like that. However, I have to stop bullshitting and say, hey, you know what? You gonna go a little bit harder.
Go a little bit harder,
Yeah.
or just like,
a little bit more weight
or
to
just like figure out how to balance your snacks.
And that's
like
the
come up
main
with
thing.
more healthier choices.
That's the main
for a
thing.
snack, but still have like your splurge snack every now and again. But figure out what you could eat that's still satisfying, but at the same time a little bit more healthier than the cupcake and the cookies. But we gotta sometimes when we deprive, then you'll binge because of the simple fact that you like, well, as soon as you taste it in your mouth,
I need to.
But if you stop for a while, honestly, that taste ain't gonna be the
Girl,
same.
ain't no sweets going
No,
on.
because
No, I mean, like if I stop for a while, like the sugar and stuff just like having the soda.
So you put it in your mouth and your subconscious mind remember that you love it.
To Kiana's point, I'll say the amount of what she probably wants, because same thing happens to me. It has changed, but not the craving. It's still there.
Now you're right about soda.
Yeah,
I don't have to have soda at all. Period.
It does not taste good.
But if I eat me a slice of pizza, I'm getting the Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So it's the amount.
I can't do it. But Kier, let's bring it back. Bring it back. All right, do you feel like you're building or bullshitting? And what scenario do you feel like you're building or bullshitting?
I want to say mine's a several layer answer question. So
Okay,
I feel like, just to touch on what you guys said earlier, it's not about taking offense, it's about taking note. And I say that a lot because I literally live that, you know, I live that life. I'm like, okay, and it is about the mindset. As far as bullshit, BSing bullshit, and I do think I definitely do that, and I feel like half of it comes from the lack of knowledge. I don't know that I need to do something certain to get to a goal, job, weight, money, whatever. It's a lack of knowledge, so which turns into me BSing because I'm just unaware, or I don't know, I haven't been exposed, I lack the experience. So my bull crapping is not me not putting in the work, is me not seeking the information to get, or I'm not seeking the right information to get to the goal. So, and I do think a lot of us humans, that is really where our BS come from. We just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Now for the ones who do know, like you said, the cookie, now, you can't be eating cookies, complaining about the body, but if you didn't know that, because I didn't know that about food for a long time, it was more of a mental shift than what I'm actually doing. You know what I'm saying? So that it seemed like, you're just being lazy. And you're not really being lazy. And then as far as building, I think women, I do think we're better builders of character or support builders in numbers. I don't see many of us over history that are actually good empire builders. I know we're very good empire managers. We can run the world. You know what I'm saying? But building the world in numbers, I don't think we're the best at it.
And do you think that's because of blockage, or you think that's because we just don't know how?
We're just not designed to build. That's it. We're we're designed as the major support.
We're too emotional.
It's emotional, but we're just better supports. You know what I'm saying? And
that's what I'm saying. We're too emotional. You would be building something wrong, and you may be building it right, but I have more of an attachment to her, so I'm like, just do it right. And I sit here and let her keep messing up. How we gonna build that empire? So I do feel like we are more.
So that's I guess I'm going to say we're better cultivators than better builders. So we're better to fill up the earth and how the world is ran, the cultural systems, and actually making the buildings and the state lines and the airports and things like that. I think women, we're just better at that naturally. There are some women that are phenomenal builders.
Yeah, I'm about to say there's plenty of women that's very good with that.
But I think that we all would do better building up our family. If I'm just saying, just to break it down in a sense, than building the actual home to put our family in.
Because I don't think I'm gonna go out there and get the lumber.
I mean, there's a lot of scientific things that would keep
I'm not gonna build a house, but I'm gonna make it a home.
Right.
Sure.
But what's the better? What's the most important part, making it a home.
Right, because you can live in a shack as long as it's a home.
Correct.
I'm not saying
I mean, the cave could be it could be ugly on the outside, but once you come in,
once a woman come in, you're gonna make it feel
that's what
comfortable.
I'm saying. We're good at that for building, but I do think in order for me, I am a procrastinator sometimes, and I have to learn that procrastination is just hard for me to just give up because I feel like I'm unconsciously like that so much. So I have to put systems in place to help me overcome that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's part of building. Now you're building to be better at your skill, at your craft.
Yeah.
And it may not look like that from the outside looking, depending on who's looking at that. But I feel like also being consistent, like you said, Monday through Friday in the gym. And then you fall off on the weekends, but you are very consistent in the gym. Yeah. That's building. I mean, that's putting it in. Putting out the videos, putting out, encouraging each other, planting those seeds. That I feel like women, we're better builders in that, because I feel like when we compare it to men, they do a bit differently. They reset every day. Yeah. We only reset once a month, which is why we're not the greatest builders. We're better cultivators. It's the truth. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we hold all that stuff in for 28 to some of us 40 days, depending on our cycles, whatever. Yeah. That's a lot.
Don't be nervous.
Yeah. Exactly. But some women, So, but I do think that, but I feel like we should all hold ourselves and other people accountable when they're not, when it's clear you ain't building. Yeah. You sitting on the couch eating cookies, somebody you want a fat booty. Now, I mean, you gonna get it, but it ain't gonna be. You ain't gonna come to the fat. You gonna have all the butt, gut, arms. You gonna have it all. And then applaud the ones who you see putting in the work. Like, damn, you've been doing this every time, and I feel like, and that's also
like I said, Toy is my motivation for that, because I'm like, girl, roll over and get up, because Sway gonna be at the gym.
And she made it part of her lifestyle.
You build it.
And I mean, and it is now. It's like now it's not even. At first, it was the guilt of not being Toya, but now it's like, oh, bitch, you have to get up and get to the gym, because you ain't gonna sit up here and complain about how you look if you ain't going to the gym.
And
like,
you want it more for yourself.
Exactly.
Now.
So now it's like more motivation for myself. Yeah. But it was like seeing my friend, instead of seeing my friend and be like, why she trying to look like that, and say like.
And you're right. You definitely right to touch on like just holding the people around you accountable. Like we don't do that enough to be like, hey, you BSing the day, sis, or you build it. You doing that, girl. You know what I mean? And it's like, you definitely need that. Like, because even for a kid, when they doing something good and you give them them words of affirmation, they're gonna do something good.
Children
a lot.
Definitely need it.
For sure.
Yeah. If they doing something bad and you talking about you bad, yeah. Okay, now they think they bad. They doing
like,
it all
well,
the time.
that's just how I am.
Yeah.
I'm just bad. I'm okay with that.
Here's the thing I think people misunderstand: building is not comfortable.
No.
So I feel like a lot of people.
And when you feel that you are comfortable, that means it's time to get up.
You can get good at building, but it's not designed to be comfortable.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The point is being uncomfortable, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people, and then also for our people that are in our life, it can get frustrating for people trying to build when you're constantly complaining about the same thing and not doing anything about it. I know that frustrates me. I'm just like, okay, wait a minute. You keep saying the same thing that you want to change.
Exactly.
But you're not literally
you're not doing
making the change. So are you going to continue to bullshit, or are you going to build?
Right. And then
I have to leave because I got to build and you're staying.
Because at some point I get drained and I'm like,
that's what I was about to say. Now that's working on me, and it's like it's stopping me from being able to keep building. Because now I'm over here worried about you and your bullshit that I can't
feel like
build.
A bad friend. You feel like a bad mate or a bad friend or a bad family member because you're like.
Because you're not feeling
that's what you can take.
My phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you know that when you pick up that phone, that bullshit that they called you with last week, they still finna call you with it now. And it's like,
it's more acceptable with children or very young adults because your mind is still being, developed. But with adults, it's really irritating.
It's very.
I feel like even with kids, maybe this me being hard on kids, but I feel like too they need to get it together too, because what you instilling in them today is what they're gonna use tomorrow. So you can't keep coming around here talking about you can't get it done, you can't get it done. No, it's no can't. You figure it out. Like you can't say, I can't tie my shoe. I can't. No, you're not about to sit over here and not about crying. You can't tie your shoe, and then I tie it for you every time. Yeah. You're not trying. Correct. For me, even the kids, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, in certain scenarios.
I'm with you. I'm with you though. I do agree with you. I am I'm with you, but so I can understand where y'all coming from with that one. For sure.
Yeah. Well, I will say, as far for me, career wise, I will say I have done a very good job as far as building, but I do believe that I have been bullshitting, and a lot of my BS has been comfortability. Mm-hmm. It's literally been like, okay, I have this in my account. My child is fed, bills are paid, I'm good. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So I know for me, there's so many things that I have set goals for that I have pushed aside, or just like, I'm going to get it when I get it. And looking back, it's like, well, damn, you could have been made X, Y, and Z if you would have stopped bullshitting. Yeah. So when it comes to career-wise, I definitely know there's a lot of changes that I am in the process of changing. Coming out of my comfort zone, being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because I know that's how I was able to get to where I am now. Yeah. And if I want to get to those, 9 figures or whatever, I need to get out of this comfortability. Yeah. So yeah, I know I definitely have been bullshitting, and I am going to do a lot better. Yeah. As far as relationships, I probably have been bullshitting too.
Bullshit there.
I probably have been bullshitting, but
I don't think from what I hear from you guys, I don't think you guys particularly are bullshitting. And or neither the men or
if I can reiterate on that, I do feel like there's certain things I have been bullshitting when it comes to relationships, because I be wanting something that I'm not giving. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I guess that in a sense, well, I ain't gonna say I guess, in a sense that is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't expect somebody to give me something that I'm not giving in return.
That's true.
So that's very true.
I mean, I guess you can label that as bullshit. It's just the fact that you're just unwilling. That's just it. That's not bullshit.
But that's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
I mean,
but she wants that from them.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's
BS. Like that's total BS. Yeah.
So you're
because you know for a fact in your mind you're not gonna accept that, but you're gonna push it off and give it to somebody. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because if I was
why would they stick around?
No, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to hold myself accountable and say that.
I have to agree with. I understand sometimes. I understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying when it comes to that. I feel like also when people can't judge themselves. Like if you're okay where you are, that's okay. But like I said, you want to go higher.
Yeah.
So then so we're not trying to say, guys, if you guys have $1 million a bank, then you should be good. No, I mean if you want more, do it.
Yeah.
But don't complain.
But some people don't want $1 million.
Correct.
And that's okay.
And it's okay. So then you wouldn't have to build on that.
Feel like they need that to be happy. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think y'all get what we're saying as far as like, your bills need to be paid, and they call you for overtime, and you just like, I ain't going. How you getting this extra money? Mm-hmm. How are you doing anything extra with your days and your time? Like, what was you gonna do with that time that you could have been at work and
or
get
even
money?
if it's like your bills are paid, but it's something else that you want, like doing the research, taking the time to develop it, or you know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be about building the business, because everybody don't want to own a business, but say like you want to purchase a home.
Yeah.
Go and look at, go find a realtor. Go do these things that's gonna help you move closer to purchasing your home, whatever it may be.
Take that extra step.
Yeah.
Because in reality, I mean, even as far as finances go and bills go, everything every year, those goes up. Mm-hmm. I mean, rent goes up, mortgage goes up, your utility bills go up, cable go up. Mm-hmm. So you may be comfortable now.
Next year,
hit yourself 12 months from now.
And on top of that, I think doing a vision board, a visual vision board for yourself on your phone, like we did for Tisa's birthday. And I look at my vision board because I have a couple of them that's I put behind stuff in my room when I'm done with them. But like now, my new one that I just did at your house, I have it up on my makeup vanity, and looking at that every day helps me figure out how I'm gonna get to the next goal, even if it's something small. Like we put minor things on there, and I have major things on there. Start with the minor things. It's not all about everything is not all about money or being in a relationship. Start with yourself, your self-care. Are you bullshitting yourself? Are you building yourself? So I mean, I think that
my favorite saying is, you know, first you start with a dream. From a dream, you have a goal. From a goal, you have a plan, and from a plan, you have achievement.
Oh yeah.
So, I think I kind of made that up, but I've been saying it for years, and like I feel like I made it up in my subconscious mind, but
It's yours. It's yours. You said you heard it from somebody else.
Yeah,
It's
'cause I ain't
yours.
never heard it before. So
I was sitting here thinking like, I don't.
in the post with me, y'all can go ahead and put
Put
that
your
as
name in the bottom.
what you call it, a name on Instagram. Y'all go ahead and use that
Hashtag.
caption. Y'all go use that as a caption if y'all want. I don't care.
I think some of the complaints that people say when you say build is they don't have the time, they don't have the money, they don't have the resources, and it's only very few things that really those are kind of valid excuses.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is
What?
2021.
You gotta tell me which one.
I'll say that it's not particularly valid, but you do have to physically move yourself out of your actual seat. So like going to the gym or like going to buy a house, you're gonna have to literally go and eventually see the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to eventually go and at least be on the treadmill in your living room or downstairs in the basement or down the street.
Mm-hmm.
But now since everything is online, it kind of really is an excuse for us not to have, you know what I'm saying, these tools to start building. Because now everything's on our fingertips. As opposed to like when we were all in elementary school. In order to do your research paper, you had to go to the library, get the encyclopedia, go to the certain section, then get the book.
These kids don't even know what an encyclopedia is.
And it's sad because they got one on Google. I mean, just look up what is an encyclopedia. You know what I'm saying? So that means if you're trying to start a business and they're like, I don't know how, it's the ultimate form of laziness because the answer is YouTube, Google,
it's all in the
Internet Explorer.
And then
TikTok.
everybody has
Following that
also
social
got
media
somebody
page.
that they know
Right.
who starts
Or
a
it's
business.
like different kind of even if you follow different type of instead of just following entertainment on social media, it's people that's spitting out knowledge about different, buying a house.
But
building
the
I follow
issue
so
is-
many TikTok
It's
people like that.
people's attention span on top of that.
Yeah.
So as
So
soon
then
as
they be us.
because you know sometimes when you go look at a video, you'll skip the intro. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll get straight to the meat and potatoes. And sometimes it may take a bit. Yeah, exactly.
or captions. Like a lot of people don't read. Oh, that's facts.
Right.
Yeah, a lot.
That was personal.
But it takes work to read. You know, I mean, because you really got to understand what this thing is saying and then decipher it
Exactly.
to the point. And some people just are too lazy to do it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad when we see people who can't build. It's like,
Because
gosh,
it's bullshit.
because you really
In the
are,
process of you
yeah.
trying to build, you're still bullshitting. So you have to step out of your own way in order for you to build.
Correct.
Right.
And everyone has the same 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's just you or if it's 30 of you. I don't understand. But the thing is, like people who are waitresses or things like that, you can listen to whatever your educational thing in your downtime in your ear.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know how many times I'm pressing pause, play, stop during the day. I get interrupted during the phone all the time throughout the day.
Yeah.
And I have to either restart or I listen early in the morning or I'm just listening in between.
Yeah.
But there's your pockets of time.
Yep.
You know?
But
I
I
can do
mean,
it at
even with
work,
that,
too.
I can't. Like me personally, I can't focus like that. I'm not going to consume everything that I just heard because I'm in the process stopping. Like I need to sit down and really listen and focus. So I mean, everybody do have the same 24 hours a day. Yeah, I can't. I know me. Like I can't. I have to like literally focus on that one.
That time.
Yeah, because I swear to God, if like somebody sneezed next to me, I have lost all train of thought. Like,
Understood. I mean, I feel like for certain areas and certain things, you definitely got to hone in on.
Yeah.
But if it's something that you're trying to teach your son how to tie a shoe or how to be a better mom, stuff like that, you can listen to the background and it'll be planned again. So you already have the information. You're just not aware that you got the information yet. But if it's for a GED, PhD test, you gotta focus.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? But
I don't need you going to nursing school just to pay attention.
But even
I need you to pay attention.
I'm like, no, that's not.
But it's okay just to have it in the background and then rewatch it later where you can focus because now you're like, oh yeah, I heard this. You know what I'm saying? And now it connects. So it's not really a good look nowadays for people who are actually lazy because unless you have a physical disability and or mental, it's kind of no excuse now. I mean, it's all right here.
Right.
And
Right
the phone.
here.
But it's that procrastination that comes
It is.
knocking on the door. And like they said, most successful, well, all successful people are up before anybody else. They sleep the less and they up more than
Steve Harvey said he don't know what the extra hours of sleep is for.
Right. So it's like sometimes, like you said about that time, you got to make those sacrifices. You can't hit the snooze button, which I do. But you can't hit that snooze button. You gotta just get up and you gotta get it going, and you gotta, if you want to reach those goals and those are things that you want and you want to be building, then you can't hit snooze on your life. You gotta keep moving. You know,
you gotta want it. Like, you really have to have the hunger for it, and I feel like a lot of people just don't. Like, they're just comfortable.
Well, I think that they want somebody to give it to them.
Yeah, or they
but that's the problem. Then that means you don't want it.
Some of them want it. They just want you to give them all the jewels.
You can't want it,
and then they want to just carry it out.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can't. I just feel like, personally, if you are basing your success off of somebody helping you out throughout the whole way,
that's because you're a builder, and that's why you don't think like that.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't.
Don't think the same
way. And that's where their mindset. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when your mindset has to change. And in order for you to become a builder, you have to get out of that bullshit mentality. I can't sit here and be on your coattail the whole time, waiting for you to bring me up. Like, I have to be like, okay, I learned X, Y, and Z. Because let's be all the way honest. If it wasn't for Toya standing in front of me in front of the salon when we were working at Style Icons, baby, she was doing that hair so fast, like,
she does do hair
timing me, and she's like, we're going to do this sewing in 2 hours.
Oh, right. I didn't say that too, didn't I?
She really did.
I ain't never had one done on the same.
Girl. But it's like, if I didn't have that motivation, you know what I'm saying? I can understand having motivation compared to somebody is riding your coattail and being like, oh no. That's a huge difference.
And then somebody having to pacify you along the whole
way. And I'm not going to do that.
If I'm doing that, that's my business.
Exactly. Because that means you don't want it hard enough. That's what I was saying. Like, you cannot want it. I want it more than you want it at this point.
And that's never going to work for our kids too. Or even sometimes our family members. We want something, so we want them to stop bullshitting so bad that we start trying to build shit for them. They'll never be able to take care of that because they don't even know the recipe. They skip past the recipe and just start
because you got a recipe.
Exactly.
You got a recipe, so they just watching what you did.
Messing it up because they ain't
messing
added
it up.
enough of this. You know,
but you didn't get that teaspoon of salt.
Yeah, they added a tablespoon because they ain't reading right and they rushing and not taking the time to do the research on their own. And then they added all the ingredients and they made a hard behind pound cake and stuff.
It's hard to get out of it's hard to sometimes get out that mentality, especially if everyone's around you is able to receive it quicker, either by scanning or someone does have someone giving it to them. So, you know, and you also when you're trying to come out of that BS mentality, it's like, are you willing to be the only one in your circle that you can know doing something different than everyone else? Because that's not how humans we typically operate. We want to be accepted by the pack, or herds, many people, whatever you want to say. So doing something different would kind of make us an outlier. Not particularly, that's not a bad thing. You're just being an example, but you'll be the only one. And I think that's also hindering people a lot because I am going to be the only one doing this for maybe a while, a year, 2, 5, 6 years, until someone else wakes up and get it. And so that's why people are like, well, I'd rather just you do it for me, or can I ride on your coattail? And on top of it, society has conditioned. I mean, a fine girl can look, well, if I want to be, you know, this #1 bicycle, all I got to do is ride bikes and I'll just be famous because that's what it just looks like. It don't look like the person practiced at all. And maybe they didn't have to practice as much.
It don't look like they actually had to work out, get their legs together in order to be on this bike all day long. So you think people should show that side more?
Yeah, for sure. I think that people just don't have either the resources possibly or the time or the help to be a bicyclist or artist. I mean, you do need someone else doing it or something to show that while you're doing your craft, you know what I'm saying, what it takes.
I just think people need to be a little bit more honest on social media so that these kids will stop growing up thinking that I just have to stand in this microwave real quick and when I come out, I'm going to be a celebrity with money.
And it's like, be rich.
That's what it looks like.
Nobody's showing you that you was broke as shit. Put your last dime into everything that you have. We say it, but they're not.
They don't see it.
They don't. Because sometimes we don't take pictures of those ugly moments when we have like that. But we also don't have, though you don't really see it on social media a lot where they're talking about
showing the victory without showing the progress. Showing, like, so it's okay to the bask in the victory and hey, I made it, but it's a victory with the story attached.
And also
motivate and push people further.
And also just sometimes when we don't looking on social media, like you only see the happy parts. You don't see the sad parts, the stress and all that. Because why? We are so ashamed of those parts. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, I think that needs to be shown more. Why can't I was still smiling during those hard times and heartaches and pain and everything like that. So I'm gonna appreciate it, this smile a lot more now. Yeah. But these kids don't see it that way.
But you know what I do like more so compared to Instagram and TikTok, I feel like TikTok is more reality. Instagram is more smoke and mirrors to me. Yeah. Because you starting to see, and it's like all filtered up. But on TikTok, you'll see like somebody or a socialite showing those breakdown moments to where they were in the process of getting X, Y, and Z, or I'm in the process of starting this business, I'm in the process of starting this relationship or whatever. And they'll show those steps and how they got to X, Y, and Z. And it's like, that's what I appreciate those moments, because it takes people out of that, you know, oh, I'm going to just record myself riding this bike and become famous. Yeah. Compared to the process that they fell down a few times. Yeah, and you're going to. Whatever situation you starting in, you're going to fall.
I agree with you. I think there's just a big divide on social media as far as who's doing that. I feel like there's adults over a certain age doing the actual, showing the work. And then you got the impressionable ones from 8, 9, 10 to 19, 21 just showing the finished product. So now we got like two generations of people.
And I think it's backward. I think it's the other way, honestly. I think the younger kids are more vulnerable compared to the adults. Like,
they kind of be like, oh, look what I do, because it's funny. Like they fell down, it's funny. And it's the grown people, I ain't gonna say all, but it's the grown people who you would think who should have a little bit more sense to be like, man, let me really be truthful and honest and show these people. Them the ones that be on there with the biggest flex. The biggest flex. Like, who you flexing on? You 16 years old.
Because we think
just now getting this. Who you flexing on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to say it like that for any 60-year-old who out there flexing. However, I'm saying, like,
not flexing.
Just be honest.
Just be honest. But you gotta be honest. You went through something to get there. You can't. That's why these kids think that they could just go and buy a pack of t-shirts and press something
and
on
it, and
then
change
all of
your
a sudden you rich.
Too,
that's not what happens.
Even I know sometimes I'll watch a video, I'm like, why are they sitting up here crying? But then I'll be like, damn, I appreciate them sitting up here and crying and showing, like, being vulnerable, because that's not how I was taught. That's not how I was raised. So it's like, to see it, it's like, it's okay. It is okay to allow this to happen, but you have to get out that mindset that you have to be a certain way. So I think a lot of times with that can bring the bullshit, because I'm not allowing myself to get out of my own way.
And plus, some people just don't do their homework. You know, some of these kids and grown-ups just don't do their homework. That's what makes them be a bullshitter. They don't want to they know that they're not going to be rich overnight, but they still don't want to do the homework.
And I feel like sometimes we might get something planted in us or given to us or done for us, and it might be like a genuine help, but we might not really be ready for it, and we might blow that help. So I don't think that that's necessarily BSing on the hand, but like Kiara was saying, the lack of having the knowledge or whatever, because you was trying to build on it, but you didn't know what to do with this gem that
that's because they gave it to you, but they didn't explain how to manage it.
This is
a pretty good topic for sure.
Very, very good. So I'm glad we were able to talk about building or bullshitting. Let us know what you guys think. Leave a comment and we'll be back. We're going to be talking about trash that shit or too damn good.
Too damn good. Y'all wait to hear what this topic is all about. We just grooving along. And we are back with the final segment of the show. I think this is my favorite segment. I don't know about the other ladies, but this is my favorite. Where we're saying this is too damn good or we should trash that shit. This week's topic is going Dutch on the first date. Ooh. Is that too damn good or should we trash that shit? I think Kiara should take it away.
Take it, First Lady.
So I believe this is better.
Good job. Good job. So proud.
I think I'm gonna trash that for going Dutch on the first dates, and the reason being, I feel like I would think generally a man would ask a woman, or the masculine party would ask the feminine party, the other party, on their dates, and you don't want to take him or them out of their role. So if you offer, say, oh, well, you know what, go out, get some drinks. Typically, yes, you're supposed to pay for that if you've offered it. And I think that it also sets up the dynamic of the man is the leader, or the masculine, and that you're the leader, you're leading this thing. And it doesn't take us out of our role as a receiver. I'm not saying things can't be switched around with discussion, but I do think initially on the first date, whoever asks should also be prepared to pay.
So if I say to a guy like, hey, you want to go and grab something to eat, then I should pay?
So yes, and I will hope that's not the first time that you guys will be going out. So I don't really encourage women to set up first dates. I encourage women to signify that I'm available for a date or a first date or whatever. But first dates, I think you should just put yourself in position like, I'm ready to go when you are. You know, so, and hopefully you have a guy who like, I'm not letting no girl pay for no first date anyway.
Well, I think if you really do like the guy and you think you plan on going on another date with him, I don't see him making you pay. However, a lot of women use men for food. So, and I'm sorry, you know, it is what it is. But, so if you offer, and if I'm sure that he will say, no, you know what I mean?
Well, Dutch, we saying you pay for yours, I pay for mine.
Right, but I'm saying what Kiara is saying, like, no, he should be paying for it all, not going Dutch, like you're not paying for yours and you're not paying for mine. Now, however, if it was me and I did like him like that and I did see it, I might be like, no, I
definitely think date 2 and 3 for sure, or 5, 6.
I mean, even a first date, I'm not that person. I don't necessarily care too much. Especially if you was getting on my nerves, I might just pay for it just because it's like, nigga, you is out of here. You better not ask me call me, none of that. But I mean, for me, I'm kind of like.
So it's too damn good for you.
It's too damn good for me.
So it's too damn good for you.
I'm trashing it. I don't agree with going Dutch on the first date at all.
And for me, I'm trashing that shit because I'm gonna piggyback on something Toy said. If I had an irritating date, you damn better pay for it because you done got on my nerves enough that you gonna pay for this bill because I'm gonna get something out of it. Because when I get in the car, I'm like, oh my god, I sat through that torture. I don't want to be like I sat through that torture and pay for it. No, and I'm very much like I want to.
I guess. I'm still gonna stay with mine. I'll pay for my own food because sometimes people be expecting some crazy stuff on the first date, and you just like, dude, we went to a tavern.
So this is my thing. Like, is this a date or this is a meet and greet? Because if a meet and greet,
you pay for yourself.
Yeah, I pay for myself.
Yeah.
Now this is a planned date.
No, but I'm saying, okay, we're not saying like, because if we going to a restaurant. Like restaurant, not no sports bar, whatever. Y'all
that's
just
a meet and greet to me.
And
yeah, but like an actual reservations made, you plan and scheduled a date.
I feel like the meet and greet and the date is literally the same thing.
First of all, if I got cute any bit of anything, even if we went for ice cream, I'm gonna need you to pay for my school.
Now, if we went to like Panera Bread, this is the first time I met you, then I'll be like, I'll pay my own, little biscuit.
And most of the time, they're not gonna let you pay for your food. And
then I can watch it from there. But if it's like a date and you ask me out on this date, I done got dressed.
Yeah, because
and then
sometimes women be, you done made them make the date. But it's your date. You wanted to take them on a date.
I shouldn't have to make you make no date. Like. You made my
some
reservation.
Women be like, when are you gonna take me on a date? You know, and it's
we've been talking for like weeks. It's like
no, I'm talking about first date.
Oh, okay. Cause I get restless. I can't talk to nobody for no couple of weeks and we ain't been nowhere.
Right, but I'm just saying first.
I need to see if you're a real person, so I'll waste some more my free.
Well, I feel like the problem they're talking to
my unlimited text is I want to make sure.
You know,
been talking to a Booker Wolf this whole
Girl,
time.
no. I don't know. I have been, let me say, I have been to meetups and I already was there, grabbed my own coffee or something like that, and I already had got it. When I get there, he like, oh, you know, you guys.
I just only said that because I just don't think that first meetup date should be so serious.
No, I like a casual.
Yeah, that's what I'm
date.
saying. Like a casual meet and greet, Panera Bread, scoop of ice cream. Then
She
yeah,
was saying Panera Bread, like
She
Panera
went
Bread.
in. I
was
want me
cheap.
some,
I want my
I
dollars.
could get half
So
the
cheap,
salad.
but y'all right. I agree with
Yeah,
y'all as far as
I
the
would do
location.
that. I mean, I would say that's too damn good. But if you made reservations and stuff, and that tab come and you start looking at me, baby, you got to go.
I guess
Like,
what I'm confused is what's the
like
difference between a meet and greet and a date? Because it seems like ladies we say
reservations.
I mean, but I think the reservation is for y'all. It's not just on paper. Then at the coffee shop, is the reservation is y'all's reservation for me here at 6. So
Right, but I think that
it's a
I think
chiller,
that there
like,
should be a
environment.
different type of environment when it comes to
But
that.
you ain't waste your
meet and
time
greet,
getting
yeah.
your nails, your hair.
Yeah, you
getting
just
all
Exactly.
dressed up.
If
got
I
that
met him
outfit.
at the boardwalk, that is a meet and greet. If
But I
Yeah.
might be in workout clothes
Yeah.
and go
Yeah.
for a smoothie after your workout.
It sounds like the meet and greet is the duration of the experience, not particularly what it is. Because regardless of being at the boardwalk or not, we're still going to do some type of get ready process. Not particularly makeup, but hairspray, chapstick, make your edges down. I mean, I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, but
going
so
to
you
Ruth's
think they should
Chris.
pay for you because you
Put your
put
hat
your,
But the
on.
fact
your,
is, yeah, we
your
agreed.
edges down?
Well, yeah, that took time, and we agreed.
I know, but
and
then
you
we're gonna
invited
do
me
that
out.
anyway.
That's what I'm saying. So there's really no difference between a reserved date
Oh,
and a
it's
To
a
date.
me,
huge
it is
difference.
because now I
It's a
got my
huge
outfit
difference.
ready. I'm putting
Yeah.
on full face
It was
makeup.
some more preparation.
Yeah.
You done text your homegirl like, which outfit? You
Yeah.
like
But
this?
the
is
thing
that.
is, with the meet and greet, you're still preparing. You're just not doing as much.
I mean, I
So
have
it's
been to
like-
meet and greets and literally left work and I had on a baseball cap.
Exactly.
And
And
I
draw
was
my
already dressed
eyebrows
for work.
on, nothing. I
Minimal
just
preparation.
went.
That's what I'm saying. So we're still prepped.
But
regardless of how long
let's
it
take it
is.
back. Let's take it back to date. This is the official date. Let's take the meet and greet away so then we can have the
Okay.
viewers
My
clearly
bad.
say,
Sorry.
is this a date or not? So this is a date.
Okay, so this
Okay.
is he didn't ask you, or you didn't ask, we're gonna go what he asked you.
Okay.
That way we can be.
Oh,
plain
he
and
asked
simple.
me, listen, that is
Yeah, if you
trash
ask
that
me,
shit.
if you ask me, I'm gonna go with trash that shit as
Yeah,
well because
because
I
you're
kinda
very
want that.
disrespectful.
And,
Very.
and it's not in a like, no, you owe me a dinner. It's like, no,
You owe me a
you're a
dinner.
gentleman. You being
Yeah.
a gentleman. We didn't, we're here. You should pay for it, and then, I might leave a tip.
My mom
I would
always
definitely leave a
taught
tip.
me to never leave the house without my own money. So I'm
Right.
always gonna be prepared to pay for myself, but I don't want to leave a tip. I don't want to leave nothing.
I
I
would
want
leave
you
a
to open
tip,
up my
though.
car door, and I want to. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you should be expecting me to leave a tip. Now, if I do this out of the kindness of my heart, appreciate it. But don't look at me like I paid the meal, you should pay the tip. Like, no. Unless, like, we're in a relationship and that's already
Yeah,
said,
a
you know?
relationship is different. I'm talking
Yeah.
about date now.
But, like, the date now, the first date is like, all right, now.
Because the relationship start becoming like household, like how
Yeah.
we building on something
Mhm.
greater. So for a date, and you saying like, okay, let me take you out to get to know you type
Mhm.
thing, that's totally different. And for me, I want you to set the tone, and I'm gonna set the tone for how I feel like I'm gonna be treated for the duration of us knowing
Yeah,
each other.
well, I would just go. Only reason why I'm going with trash that shit is because I feel like both of them. If I ask you, I should be paying. If you ask me, you should be paying. Point blank. Period.
What you
I think that's pretty fair.
I feel the same way. Trash that shit. Like, if you ask me, there's reservations made, you definitely should be paying.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I feel like it's okay to be fair to pay if I ask you. My expectation is anytime I'm thinking the other person asks is for you to take care of it. I'm already expecting that. And I'm also expecting you to communicate that you would want to go Dutch before we meet.
Yeah.
Because that's
Absolutely.
unfair that you're
Like,
giving me
please don't.
surprises.
They
'cause
come
that-
and they
yeah,
like,
don't hit me
is
with
that
that.
you? Is that
Yeah.
you too? Yeah, like split the chicken.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I was
Okay,
not
wait.
prepared.
Before we do this, how do y'all feel about when the waitresses come up and like you with your significant other? They may not know if y'all on the first date, y'all been together 11 years,
Oh, okay.
and they ask
That's very
them.
clear.
No, because we have that happen where the waiter will come up and will say, "Will that be 2 checks?"
If it's a first date, do you be nervous? Like,
I'm like, you're not getting no tip. How dare you?
Yeah.
Ask
No, I'm talking
that.
about when she asked,
I don't be mad at the waitress. I just be like, one.
I do.
it's
No,
one
but
check.
why would you
Well, if
ask
it's your first
that?
date, would you be like, it's just one?
It's one check.
See,
It's
what
one-
you be like? That's your one check, man. 'Cause I was gonna say,
Hey, you better slide it over there.
I just
okay?
don't like that. Like, your tip is done with me. If you over here
So
talking
I
about
get
something, is
somebody
that two checks? What?
let me say it.
Ma'am.
Let me be like, that's two checks.
As a,
I'm here standing. I'm looking real sexy across from this man. You
Girl.
better bring that bill.
Exactly. Girl, and I know you smell him.
You better
better
bring,
pass
better
on
bring
him.
him that bill. Look.
as a waitress, when I was a waitress downtown DC, I wasn't particularly taught that etiquette to talk to the man first as far as the bill, or maybe the eldest person at the table for
Yeah.
the bill. So it was one of the other waitresses. She signaled that to me. So I do think some restaurants do a bad job of not schooling their
Horrible.
waiters or waitresses.
Horrible. You don't ask nobody that when it's a woman and a man, and you like, is that be two checks?
Correct.
Yeah.
People, I think, but see, here's the thing with it, and this is another topic. When you have a couple, and when it's just you and the couple, you are supposed to address the man or the elder
Yes.
first.
Yes.
Shake
Push
their
that
hand
check
first.
to him.
Give the check, ask him, will this be one bill? You know what I'm saying? And then I know for ladies, for me,
You better not ask
But you gonna ask the elder that too?
for sure, because it's a respect thing. Because typically the
Oh.
elder, they live longer, they will.
What is the
there's-
older woman sitting at the table?
Well, it could be your mother, so you would assume that she's lived life, so she would have more finances to take care of that. You know what I'm saying? And then,
I'm gonna be like,
yeah, no, I mean, but it's okay.
Because I know how you like to eat, so where are we going?
Yeah, I mean, unless you already are directing from the waiter.
I
Like,
say just tell the man, period.
Or
Even
the
if the
man
woman
in
is-
the middle if y'all
Even
don't
if
know.
the woman is paying, go to the man. But just
But here's the
push
thing:
it
I
on.
don't speak when it comes to when the check is arrived.
Me
When the waiter
either.
comes, I
Me
be quiet.
either.
I don't say
Honey,
anything.
and
now-
I'll look down
Only
so
how
quick.
I'm speaking is when you say, "Would this be two checks?" Now
I don't speak at all because
I don't either, because I
I'll
want
let
to hear
you
what you
handle
gonna
that.
I
say.
look at my phone real quick.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
talk.
like me,
I
and then
don't
when
talk.
she say that, I be like,
Because it signals to
so,
him
like,
that
what you about to say?
Exactly.
yeah, you
No.
I get real quiet, and I'm like, slump down, like, what move you about to make? Because if you say two, baby, I'm getting in my
This
car
is
like,
over.
I'm going to valet, like, where's my car? And then as soon as they pull up with my car, I'm like, okay.
y'all
Well,
horrible.
I am.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I am horrible, and I'm gonna admit to that. And like I always say,
But she's trying
I'm
to
a very
build.
judgy-
She don't want to
Bullshit.
bullshit.